All right, let's talk about real estate wholesaling. Today, we're going to break down the 8 crucial do's and don'ts that really separate the people making serious money from those who don't. Let's jump right in. So, have you ever wondered what the real difference is? You see one person pulling in 6 figures a month, and then you see another person who's completely burned out and quits after 30 days. Is it just luck? Do they have better connections? Nah, the truth is, it's way simpler than you think. It all comes down to knowing the rules of the game. The top earners, they're operating from a proven playbook. Meanwhile, the amateurs are making the same predictable and costly mistakes again and again. Today, we're handing that playbook over to you. Okay, so here's how we're going to break it all down. First up, we'll talk about protecting your contracts. This is non-negotiable. Then we'll get into building your reputation, which is everything. After that, we'll cover scaling with systems, and we'll wrap it up by mastering the numbers game. Let's go. All right, section 1. Let's start with the absolute bedrock of your business, protecting your contracts. Look, this isn't just about paperwork. This is your legal armor. Without it, you're walking into a battle completely exposed. And here is the biggest mistake I see beginners make, hands down. They lock themselves into a contract they can't get out of. If you sign on that dotted line without a clear way out, you're not wholesaling anymore. You're promising to buy that house, period. That's a huge risk, and it's not the business we're in. So how do you protect yourself? This, right here, the inspection contingency clause. This little piece of text is your get-out-of-jail-free card. It gives you a specific window of time to find your buyer, and if you can't, it lets you walk away completely scot-free. This clause is your best friend. So, the process is actually a simple 3-step dance. 1. Get the property under contract with that inspection clause built right in. A 7-day window is a great place to start. 2. The clock starts ticking. You've got those 7 days to market the deal and find your cash buyer. And 3. If you find one, great, you assign the contract. If you don't, no sweat. Use the clause to back out safely. So the big takeaway here is this. Do wholesaling with a backout plan. Always. Professional wholesaling isn't about gambling. It's about creating opportunities while intelligently managing your risk. And this clause is exactly how you do it. Now for our second don't, and wow, this one is huge. You have to be so careful with your language. Never, ever, ever say you are selling a house. That is the job of a licensed real estate agent. And if you misrepresent what you're doing, you can get into some serious legal trouble. So what are you selling then? You're selling something called equitable interest. It sounds fancy, but all it really means is you are selling the contract itself, your right to purchase that property at the price you agreed on. It's a critical distinction that keeps you legally compliant and separates the pros from the people who give wholesalers a bad rap. Okay, that leads us perfectly into section 2, building your reputation. In a business that's all about relationships, trust isn't just some fluffy, nice-to-have idea. It is your single most valuable and profitable asset. And you want to know the absolute fastest way to destroy that trust? Fudge your numbers. A lot of beginners think they can make a deal look better by inflating the after-repair value or lowballing the repair costs. Let me tell you, experienced cash buyers will see right through that in 5 seconds flat, and they will never take your call again. Instead, do the work. Become the go-to source for reliable deals. When you provide buyers with accurate, fact-based numbers, something amazing happens. You become their first call. They'll be calling you, asking what you've got for them next. And this brings up another huge don't, having a self-serving mindset. If you are only ever focused on how big your fee is, I promise you, your career in this business is going to be very, very short. The pros, the people who last, they focus on creating a win-win-win. First, a win for the seller. You're giving them a fast cash solution to a problem property. Second, a win for the cash buyer. You're bringing them a profitable deal. When you make sure those two people win, the third win, your fee, happens automatically. That is the only way to build a sustainable business. Okay, on to section 3, scaling with systems. Once you have the fundamentals locked down, it's time to stop thinking like a freelancer and start building a real business. And that means going from a manual grind to an automated deal flow. And just look at the contrast here. The old way? Man, it is a grind. Cold calling, sending thousands of texts, direct mail that mostly ends up in the trash, it's exhausting. The new way leverages technology, using things like targeted online ads to bring pre-qualified, motivated sellers directly to you. This quote really says it all. Stop chasing cold leads. Get pre-qualified sellers delivered right to you. The game has completely changed. You don't have to be a hunter searching for a needle in a haystack anymore. Technology can now deliver those needles right to your inbox. It's a total game changer. And the numbers? They don't lie. We're talking about a potential 5x return on investment. Strategic online advertising can be 5 times more cost-effective than old-school methods like direct mail. It's not just more efficient, it's more profitable. So the big do here is this. Don't spread yourself thin. Don't be a jack of all trades. Pick one modern, scalable acquisition method, like Google or Meta ads, and become an absolute master at it. Systemize it, perfect it, and you'll create a consistent and predictable pipeline of deals. That brings us to our final section, mastering the numbers game. And this is all about your mindset. You can have the best contracts and the best systems in the world, but if your mental game isn't strong, you won't last. This is what separates the closers from the dreamers. The great Wayne Gretzky said it best. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Wholesaling is a volume business. You cannot be afraid of rejection because hearing no is a guaranteed part of the process. The only way to score is to keep taking shots on goal. And this chart right here, this shows you the reality perfectly. On average, you might have to make 10 offers just to get one deal closed. That means you should expect to hear no. Don't let it discourage you. Every no just gets you one step closer to that yes. It's simply part of the math. So, let's wrap this up. Success in wholesaling isn't about one lucky deal. It's not a lottery ticket. It's about building a system based on solid principles. It's about protecting yourself, building trust, using technology, and staying persistent. So, the real question I have for you is this. Which of the don'ts we just covered are you going to eliminate from your process starting right now?